Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid is the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years whilst earning only minimum wage. And in this video I want to give you the results of my request for angel investors. Well, 2 weeks ago I put out a request to viewers, subscribers to this channel, asking for angel investors to invest in me in order to help me hit my goal, and I had an astounding result, such that I now have an almost limitless amount of money available to me that will allow me to put towards achieve my goal. All this from relative strangers, people I've never even met before, ordinary people just like you and me, people who are willing to trust me with their money in return for a 10% return on their money each year. But that money I can use to put towards buying properties to help me achieve my goal. It's honestly been truly humbling. I guess it's a hangover from childhood days when you're always looking for the approval of your parents, and it's just a nice feeling to know that there are people out there who are willing to say, you know, I agree with what you do and I enjoy watching the videos, I wish you the very best of luck and I'd like to help you on your way. I truly am very grateful. I was explaining my journey so far last week at a property meeting called Property and Poppadoms, which is just like your normal property meet, except it's done in an Indian restaurant in this case. And I can heartily recommend it. Google it, by the way, Property and Poppadoms. There's probably one close to you, but it's a really different atmosphere and conversation you're having when you're talking and networking with people whilst you're eating a curry. So check them out. So anyway, I was telling people how to come across this money, and I said I was amazed that people were willing to offer me this cash in return for a good return on their money, of course. But I was still humbled by the whole thing. And one of the guys in the audience, he explained it like this. He says, yeah, what you didn't know you're doing over the previous 6 years, all the 80 hours work you're putting in, pushing through the 14 interest rate rises and doing this all over COVID, and people were watching you all the way, and you didn't know what you were doing was you were banking energy and trust from people who you didn't know and didn't know were watching you. But now after 6 years of doing that, and you've asked the question, is anybody willing to help me? That energy is now paying off, and that energy is like a battery, and it's pushing you forward, which is, I thought, was a great way of explaining it. And it underlines my own beliefs, one of my strong beliefs, that you can't avoid the hard work. You've got to put the graft in. You've got to put the graft in over time as well. There's no way of getting around it. There's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to do the hard work first. Now, the upshot of me attracting all this money, it's pretty limitless, is that I no longer have to work 80 hours a week in order to find money, to generate money, to invest, because other people have kindly done that for me. So my plan and my life, if you wish, has changed from this point moving forward. So has it all just become dead easy from here on in? No, of course it doesn't. The plan has changed, but we still got to do something different. I still got to do something new, something I've never done before, which is always scary. I'm now just not risking my money. I'm now investing other people's money. And that's something that weighs heavily upon me. Prior to being offered all this money, my work-life balance, if you want to call that, was skewed towards grafting, to doing 60, 80-hour weeks and generating money to invest. But I don't have to do that now. My plan, my lifestyle has changed and skewed now towards finding brilliant properties, the very best of properties, not just something that would work. I want the outstanding properties, the properties that other people can't afford, but they are outstanding, they're very special, and there's not so much competition for them. Oh, but Perry, surely it has to be much easier for you. You've got all the squillions of money. Why just go out and buy £1 million of the property? If you've got £1 million, just go and buy £1 million of property and then you're done. Well, not so, because if I did go and take £1 million of someone's money, then just go and buy £1 million of the property, that investor getting 10% return each year, in 2 years' time would expect 1.2 million back, which is a big chunk of money. But not just that, if I'm going to refinance out of it, 1.2 will represent 75% of something. And if 75% is 1.2, the something is 1.6 million. So in 2 years, I've got to find a property that I can increase the value of by 600,000 in 2 years in order to pay back the investor. And that's difficult. So how do we do that? Well, what we look for is type of property or properties. Could be a bunch of properties we're buying now. It could be a portfolio of properties that we can get really cheap. So 20, 30% below market value. So we've already built in that profit already. And then we want to be able to do some work to properties, increase the value by changing rooms, adding rooms, refurbing, and then we're going to sit on them for 2 years and let the rise in housing prices affect housing inflation, if you wish, to add their bit as well. And the combination of those three things will give us that spectacular growth. But we've got to find the properties first. So my work time has changed from, I'm still a cab driver, by the way, I'm still doing 50 hours a week as a cab driver, but no longer worried about, is there enough money generated to invest in property? My work balance, if you wish, my goal now is to travel the country or connect to as many people as possible who are in a position to find these properties for us and let me know that they're available. And I can use, with my extra resource now, I can use that to purchase those properties. So, does this make it guaranteed that I'm now going to hit that £1 million in 10 years, earning only minimum wage? No, of course it doesn't. There's still so many things can go wrong in this game. There's so many variations. There's so many ways we can go left instead of going right, zigging instead of zagging. Lots of things could happen. Interest rates could rise again. There could be a crash in housing market. The thing is, it's just got a little more interesting for people like yourself who are watching this thing. So please continue watching. Please comment below if you have anything to say on where I've got so far. Please share the video. And as usual, don't be stupid and don't be normal, guys.